My name is Brandon, and I'm 18 years old. I live with my parents still, and we're pretty well off. They take care of the bills, so I've never had to work. I am really into computers, so keeping up with my habit required a steady source of income. I would usually drift from job to job, starting within a few weeks and then hating it so much I would quit impulsively. It was always hard for me to find a new job as I would never quit with enough grace to use my past employment as a reference on my next application. Throughout my teen years, I had steered clear of fast food jobs as I knew the jobs were easier to obtain and the pay was quite a bit over minimum wage, but it looked like too much work for me. And on top of that, stressful. But my PC wasn't going to upgrade itself, and after 3 months without a job, I'd drained my bank account. I decided to apply to a local fast food restaurant. I won't say the name of the restaurant, but I live in the Midwest United States and I'm pretty sure this place is a strictly Midwestern thing. Anyway, I applied to this restaurant because the pay was good and it was only 2 minutes away from my house. I quickly received an email asking to set up an interview. Within the week, I was employed and starting my new job. My first day was awesome. All the people are super kind to me, unlike many other work environments I've been in before. It felt like I was part of the team immediately. The job I would be doing was drive through. To be honest, it was hard work. But at a starting wage of 11 an hour, it was worth it to me. Hours I work are weekends 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. The drive-through window had a register to take money, a soda machine to make drinks, and a monitor that showed the camera feed of the drive-through menu. Cars pull up, I take the order, make the drinks, cash them out. My first day was going great. As I said before, everyone was super nice, and there was this cute girl named Kim. I kept catching her staring at me, and we started flirting a little bit in the breaks we had together. She was super cool, down to earth, like I said, quite pretty as well. As the day got later, everyone seemed to get more quiet. I wasn't surprised. It was getting late after all, and most of my coworkers had been working all day, including Kim. I was hanging out at my station since no one seemed particularly talkative. I focused on the drive-through camera feed and noted the lack of cars. It was getting to be 6 o'clock and I thought we'd be getting a dinner rush by now. As the sun set, the camera feed became harder and harder to see clearly. I guess there's a 10ish minute window where the camera has to realize it's dark out and switch to night vision. During this time, there were no cars coming through. I also noted the dining room was pretty empty as well. I stood against the counter for another few minutes. There was no point in watching the camera footage since it was 97% static at this point. Suddenly, I heard the familiar beep in my headset notifying me there was a car at the menu board. It also goes over the speaker in the kitchen, and it was so quiet it made everyone jump at the sound. I felt silly for jumping at a noise I had heard at least 30 times that night already, but I looked around and my coworkers seemed unnerved. I reached up to my earpiece and pressed the button to start communication to the menu. Hi, welcome to Ronald's. What can I get started for you? I said. I looked up and noted the camera feed was still static. The voice on the other end cleared their throat. Hello. The voice was an unnatural falsetto. I was told when I was hired that people like to come up to the drive-thru and be a Mr. Comedian. But something about the voice made my stomach drop and my chest get hot. I felt like I had been caught doing something illegal. The sense of dread made me feel sick and I wanted to cry. After a second I composed myself and replied, "Yes, hello. What can I get for you?"
I would like some of your food.
There was nothing sinister about the order, but the voice, it sounded like it wanted to punish me, and almost like it was mocking me. I threw the headset off my head and looked at the kitchen. Every employee was looking at me. They all seemed sad. Kim looked the worst. Was almost in tears. I fell to the ground and covered my ears. I swear I could still hear the evil voice. What happened next? What happened next made the tears start flowing. Above and behind me, I heard a light tapping on the drive-through window. I was too afraid, too terrified to move, let alone look out the window at whatever was out there. The whole ordeal happened in the span of about 1 minute, and as soon as it started, it ended. Everyone returned to work, and customers started entering the store again. I was startled by the beep at the menu. I took their order, made their drinks, and cashed the customer out. We all pretended like nothing happened until close. As I was cleaning out my station, Kim came over to me. She told me she was sorry for not telling me. Every night that thing comes through the drive-thru, besides what you went through tonight, nothing else ever occurs. Sometimes we leave food out the window and it remains untouched. We all try to ignore it. What was wrong with his voice? I asked. Him started. Him? No, that thing is not a him. Sometimes it's a voice of a woman, sometimes a man. There have been a few times where it's a dog barking, but you got a particularly creepy voice tonight. What about the tapping on the window? I asked. What tapping? I left right then and drove home. I got home and immediately started writing this down. I don't know what it is, or if it's dangerous. I need help deciding what to do. Obviously, the best option in my head right now is to quit and never eat there again. I just don't know. I'll keep you all updated.